Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak, and we're back, as my wife just said. We're back.
And we're back.
So for those of you out there who are just tuning in for the first time, this is Stuff I Heard. We just talk about random stuff that we heard. And let me tell you about some stuff that I heard. I heard that little power couple that I know just had the 20-year anniversary.
Power couple?
Yeah, that's what we are. We're a power couple. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
we get things done. We're influencers. We're, you know, movers and shakers.
Yeah, we've got like what 10 listeners, maybe. I guess to them we are a power
Power
couple.
couple. I mean, look at who cannot be envious of us. Look at all the Legos behind me. I mean, come on.
I guess.
We get we get to take some pretty cool vacations and film about it. I got to thinking about it the other day. You and I were getting ready for bed, and you made a comment. You said 20 years, huh? Sometimes it feels longer than 20 years, and I kind of laughed, and you go, and then sometimes it doesn't, and I was like, that's a really good point. I mean, the interesting thing though is with technology, we have actually come up with a video of our life basically on YouTube. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people do that nowadays, whether
yeah,
it's Facebook making albums or creating albums on Facebook or on, I guess, maybe even TikTok for that matter,
yeah,
unless that app goes away. But definitely on YouTube, you
yeah.
can. You don't have to continue to store that stuff. There's a lot of things that I delete
Out of your photos,
out of my photos
yeah.
if you've made a YouTube video.
Well, we were talking about, when was the last time we went to da da da, and I was like, I made a video. We can
Oh
go back
yeah.
and look. I mean, because again, we live in a digital content kind of, you know, this is just one step before the Jetsons. Let's face it. We're inking towards the Jetsons
you
as a
keep
real
you
life.
keep referring to the Jetsons.
It
That
is
must
the
have been a
Jetsons.
cartoon that you watched a lot as a
Listen,
kid.
we got a robot that cleans up the floor. We're just a couple of steps away from having flying cars. I mean, it's the Jetsons pretty much. I mean, we got watches we can talk into. I don't, but I mean, some people do. But yeah, I mean, it's inking towards that, and
But back to 20 years.
our history of 20 years.
Well,
I mean, we got married in 2005,
2005.
and then I started YouTube in 2011. And if you go back and you watch those videos, you're like, oh, look, I had dark
I
hair.
know we looked so young. We
Oh,
look like babies.
you look so
And the weird thing
tiny.
was we weren't babies. I was 40
No,
and you were 30 when we got
I
married
saw
in 2005.
I saw a meme that says, I wish I could go back to when I thought I was fat instead of I'm really fat now.
It just goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's been so many good times, but there's also been so many bumps in the road.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some days when you just, like I said, there's some days when I feel like it's been more than 20 years, and then some days where I feel like it hasn't been 20 years, that they've gone by very quickly.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, how does the average person deal with like life throwing them curveballs? Like, just general things like things breaking down in the house. Do people just eventually just throw their hands up and go, I give up. I can't do it. This is crazy.
No, I don't.
Or do
What do
they
you mean?
just
But when you say that about marriage or about,
about marriage or about their just taking care of their home or taking care of kids? Or, I mean, it
no, those
is,
things have to be done.
I know, but I
I
mean,
mean, everybody does them to a different level.
because like, okay, so yesterday we did a deep cleaning. I don't know why, but I had this weird urge to want to clean windows. And I have never had
And
that
you know what
urge.
I did? I let you.
I know. What is up with that? I've never once in my life thought, you know what, today I really want to clean these windows. I don't think I've ever cleaned windows on purpose, without being made to, ever. But for some reason, I'm eating a little breakfast yesterday morning and looking outside, and I thought, I
All the
think I
pollen
would,
stuck to the windows. You thought, I need to
I
clean these
think I would
windows.
really like to do this today, and I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. I remember being younger with my nana, and she had this thing about cleaning windows with newspaper and a glass cleaner that had ammonia in it, because she said that's the magical thing that made the window so much cleaner. And I don't know if there's any truth to that, whether it's the ink or the ammonia or whatever. But I remember doing it and thinking, I don't like this, but at least we're doing it together. And it is kind of nice to see the windows go from dirty to clean.
What, you
And
and her? Because I didn't help with the
yeah,
windows
no, no,
yesterday.
no, her and I.
Okay.
No, not you. No. You did other things.
I did other things.
You were strangely busy with all of the
And,
laundry that just keeps
well, I
piling up.
mean, no, it's not that
It's
we have
only
a
the
lot of
two of us,
it,
but it turns into a whole day event.
but only because I don't do it back to back. I stretch it out because I'm busy doing other things. But I don't know. Do you ever clean or look at something that you moved to a different place and then I don't know how, and then think to yourself, what the heck was I thinking when I put that there?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like sometimes I can spend the most amount of time what I think is reorganizing
yep.
something. And then a couple of years later, I will come back to that same thing again. Not that I don't maintain
You're
it.
thinking, why did I do
And
this?
and you're like, why did I do this? I is that because I guess because you evolve and change every single day.
Well, yeah, and your focus is on different things. Like the garage is a good example for me. When I tried to organize it as we were growing into it, at a certain point, I realized, oh, this is just chaos. And I've tried to reorganize it many times. And every time I do, I find a new place. And every time I look at it, I go, why did I put this here? This is stupid. This makes no sense. Why would I even do that?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm the same way inside the
maybe it's the
house.
same thing, with everybody. I don't know. Um, but that's why there's a whole business that is organizing and making organizational type things.
I do think to myself often, how can two people with no pets create so much dust? I
Well,
mean, and we don't open our windows
to be
because,
fair, I do scratch a lot. So
oh, geez, I didn't need to know that. No.
my head,
Anyway, yeah,
that
I
I have hair,
we don't open our windows because we don't have any screens. I
right?
mean,
Well, we
don't get me
do.
wrong. There's times that I would like to, but then I think about the dust from outside.
Yeah.
So I don't. I've never put screens on this house. They've been in the attic since day one in a box. Never used them. But
Here's a question out there for the people listening. If you have your screens in a box in the attic for 17
are
years,
they
are they still good?
yeah,
That's a
they're
question for.
probably not. They're probably dry rotted.
I don't think that's a thing. They're metal, so I don't think they can dry
No,
rot.
well, is the screen metal? I
Yeah,
guess
the screen
so.
is metal.
Or is the
So
screen nylon?
there you go. There's a thought out there. Who's got the answer?
We've never even opened the
Y'all
box.
let us know.
They're probably disintegrated.
They're not disintegrated. I think they're probably pristine. And when you pull them out, you're going to be like, why aren't we using these? These are nice days. We could be using these.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that I would open up a window and let. Don't get me wrong. I love fresh air as much as anybody else, but I don't want the dust and everything that comes with cars going by the house and the wind blowing. I, it's dusty enough in here. I
Yeah.
mean, I think sometimes when I walk by the dresser, one of the end tables in the
I
living room,
cleaned the dresser. Thank you.
and I see the dust on it, and I'm like, how in the world do two people with no pets create so much dust?
Well, they say dust is a combination
Or do you
of
bring it in from
skin.
outside?
Well, maybe. I mean, they say a dust is a combination of like skin cells because apparently your body like completely regenerates skins all the time, just nonstop replacing skin cells. Think about when you've got a scratch and then it gets healed magically, like your body just heals it. What happens to all that dead skin? It goes somewhere, right?
Well, stop losing dead skin.
It
I'm
turns
tired of
into
dusting.
dust. Well, I mean,
I mean, I can get a vacuum cleaner that'll vacuum the floor. I can just program it, but I don't think I can. I don't think there's such thing as a somebody that dust or
well, they have those air purifier things that sucks in all the air and supposed to like clean the dust out of the air, but I don't think that's perfect.
I don't know.
I do know that when I got done yesterday, I sat down and the sunlight was coming right across my face in just a way where I could see stardust of little dust
Particles floating
particles floating
around. Yeah,
around. I was like, I just cleaned in here. What are you doing? Stop it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it was gorgeous day.
it was beautiful.
We both spent a lot of time outside.
Yes, you did a deep cleaning inside
Well,
your
one of my
car.
most favorite things to do, and I know this is going to sound odd to most people, I absolutely love washing my vehicle. I just always have. I
Not
love,
not my vehicle, just your
no,
vehicle.
actually mine. I don't know why. It's something that I've done for years. It's something that I've can spend hours on a Saturday afternoon if the weather's nice. I love it. I love to have the music blaring
The mu- the day yesterday was perfect.
and I can just spend literally hours
Hmm.
on my vehicle, just wiping and vacuuming. I, I spend more time on that. I enjoy that more than I do cleaning inside for some reason. It's
Yeah.
hard to explain. I don't know why. And like I say, I've been like that for a long time. All my life, I've been able to do that. And It's I don't know why. I can't explain it.
Well, Friday when I got off work early, I got home and I started cleaning the Jeep, and I feel like Danny and Mike are rubbing off on me because I crawled underneath it and I was wiping down all the little parts underneath it from where the pollen had splashed up from the mud puddles, and I was wiping down all the axles and the different rails, and I was like, "What am I doing? This is obsessive." Oh, I missed a spot, and I stayed underneath the Jeep for like an hour yesterday cleaning underneath it.
No, Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Friday was a good Friday. I only worked half a day. I actually worked remote Friday here at the house from like 8 to 12. And I was busy. I stayed busy the whole time. And as a matter of fact, at like 5 minutes till 12, our boss teams us and said, okay, everybody knock off. And, it's time to quit, enjoy the holiday, enjoy, half a day and the weekend. And I had to very quickly, I mean, I did not shut my laptop until like 12 o'clock on the dot because I was busy right up until that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I quickly got dressed and left here. I had reached out to our daughter-in-law and the baby and said, hey, let's go walk on the rail trail. It was a gorgeous day.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked on the rail trail. We started at the Ebenezer Inn, walked all the way up to Naturally Outdoors, and she went in the bean bar and got a coffee and some water. And it was a beautiful day. Not a lot of traffic on the rail trail, but some. And
because they were all at Bucky's.
yes, they were all. Well, we didn't go to Bucky's until yesterday.
I drove by.
Oh, that's
Bucky's
right.
on
You
Friday,
drove by Bucky's
and
Friday.
it was stupid. It was just offensive how many people were trying to get in there.
You said you had to take the back roads home because 95 was so.
I couldn't even get near the interstate. I had to find a weird bypass to get me to go the back roads home because it was so covered up with people. And I was like, why is all these people here? And I was like, oh, they're all going to Bucky's.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, also too, this is the premier time for spring break.
Yep.
A lot of schools are out either the week before Easter or the week of Easter.
Mm-hmm.
I think our schools here in Florence County actually started their spring break Thursday. They went to school Thursday and they're out until probably not tomorrow, but next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of traffic. Yeah. You and I rode out to Bucky's yesterday afternoon because they have an icy machine that works. Nobody else in Florence has icy machines that work.
Maybe the QT does now.
I don't know. I hadn't checked them.
That new QT over there, I've heard a lot about it off the Timmonsville Highway. People have said that, man, you got to check out their drink selection. It's a pretty amazing.
Timmonsville Highway, where?
Well, the exit 157.
Oh. I haven't been down there in so long. There's a new QT there?
It's huge.
Oh, really?
Guy I work with said he stopped in there and they had cold brew in a giant dispenser, like a draft dispenser.
Cold brew coffee?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. He was like, dude, you got to check it out.
We'll have to check that out. And I'm sure it's for people that are going north that think, oh, wow, look, new. Stop there. Well, I don't know. All the billboards for Bucky's, everybody in the universe is stopping at the Bucky's on 95.
Yeah.
Up here.
But that QT down there apparently has access for trucks.
And Bucky's don't.
And we need more truck stops, areas for semis to be able to fuel up and get what they need. And,
when we were out at Bucky's yesterday, or the times that we've rode out there, because we've done this a couple of times now, we just rode the Jeep, took the Jeep out there with the top off and everything just to go grab an icy,
enjoy the day,
take back roads.
Top off.
Yes. I mean, we like to do
doors
that,
off.
But there is absolutely no way that if you incorporated trucks
on that exit,
commercial trucks, CDL type stuff into that exit and that location, I don't think it could do it.
Well, then the scary part is I work on that exit and there's a lot of CDL trucks back there, and there's a pilot there. There's a major truck stop area. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to handle more.
Well, I know. I mean, Bucky's does not take any transfer truck. I mean, the 18-wheelers at all, right? None.
No.
You could not, if you incorporated those into the mayhem that is a Bucky's parking lot. I don't think you could do it. You would have to have somebody out there directing traffic.
Yeah.
Because yesterday we saw traffic backed up just trying to get out of the gas pumps.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way that it's not a 4-way stop there. They really ought to make that a 4-way stop. Because and I know why they don't have it that way so that traffic won't back up onto 95.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday it looked like traffic was backed up really bad trying to get out of the gas pumps.
Mm-hmm.
But gosh, I just can't imagine something I don't know if you've been in a Bucky's and you know what we're talking about. When you do something so over the top, in and they do such an amazing job with their
Of
customer
simple, yeah,
service.
simple things like customer service, cleaning bathrooms. I mean, stocking the shelves, making sure that everything works. I mean, all the little things that you would want to happen, they're doing all the small things on a grand scale. And I mean, they advertise cleanest bathrooms
And
on the
it's
interstate.
working. I
And
mean,
man, it works.
I've only been to 3 Bucky's and they're all on 95.
Yeah,
What is it? St. Augustine, Daytona, and then of course the one we have here now. And there I would love to maybe do a midnight or a 1 a.m. just to see what kind of traffic is there at that time of night,
yeah.
because it is absolutely mind blowing the amount of people that stop at a
There's still a
Bucky's.
lot of people at 1 a.m.
I would think so.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I mean, I've heard a lot of police officers say they take their breaks and they'll stop there because it's open 24 hours. They can go and use the restroom. It's nice and clean. They got something plenty to eat. It's hot and fresh still at 1 a.m. And
Of course,
yeah,
the cool thing is when we have family come and visit, that's and I know we have friends here that relocated here for jobs from Ohio, and they have Ohio friends come all the time. And I don't think at the moment, I think a Bucky's is under construction somewhere up and around the Ohio area.
mhm.
But when they come here, they've never been to a Bucky. So that's one of our outings. You can spend several hours just taking friends over to Bucky's that's never been, and they are just completely enthralled with it.
Yeah. And the thing I like about the ices is it's not very expensive. I
No, it's
mean,
super cheap.
yeah, two large ices is 307. I mean, come on, that's great. That's what you used to pay for one back in the day.
Yeah, and you hear people say, "No, I don't want to go in there. There's too many people." But
And I told you, I
honestly, they
said
manage the people so
when I
well.
walked up front, I was like 20th in line, and I don't think I stood still for more than 5 seconds. From the time I got in the line to the time they checked me out was less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, they
And I
do a
was like,
great
wow,
job.
this is fast. This
And
is
I've heard
great.
things, I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that, I mean, I know they pay their employees very
Hmm.
well. They have some strict rules.
Yeah.
Employees are not allowed to mess with their cell phones. I mean, there's several things that I wouldn't say I was shocked, but it also explains why the customer service is is so good, because they are paying attention to the customer.
Yeah. Which is why you're in business. So at my job, there's a class that I teach. It's called Star Delivery. It talks about how we have a servant leadership mentality, how we all serve the customer eventually, and that every step of that pyramid is upside down. Every step of management should be asking the next step, what do you need? What do you need? Let me see if I can make it happen. What do you need? Because ultimately you want to take care of that customer because that customer drives your dollars, you know. So
Very
yeah.
true.
And they're taking advantage of that and they're doing a good job of it. So that's why we will continue to go there. That and because they have ices.
Yeah, I wonder how much revenue they generate in a day.
That's what you wondered?
Oh
I was
yeah.
wondering how much it costs to get your own icy machine.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Sorry.
Although they don't sell Coke or Pepsi, right?
No, but they have Dr. Pepper ices.
Yes. Now
And that's
that's
your
what I go
favorite.
for. I go for
Yeah.
the Dr. Pepper icy.
And the one I had was a cola. It tastes just like a cola icy. Doesn't matter what cola it is.
But is it true? I never paid attention because I don't go past the icy machine. Do they not sell any
I don't know. I don't go
Coke or
past the ice
Pepsi?
machine either.
Yeah, I never do. I've gotten coffee there before,
Yeah.
down in Florida, and I love
Their coffees are great.
their coffee's amazing. And the big, huge, it's not really a dispenser, but the massive mega creamer bar that
Yeah.
they have, that is just amazing that they have that.
Every kind of creamer you
Every
could ask
kind of
for.
creamer you could think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good weekend to not only clean outdoors, but clean indoors as well. We got the windows done. We got everything cleaned up on the inside. We're able to go out, clean our vehicles, enjoy a little time outside.
Yeah.
I even cut the grass last night because I was like, you know what? Weeds are waving at me. Let's go ahead and cut it and get it nice and knocked down. And it's perfect time to do it.
We have a trip coming up. I think we are 27 days away from our trip. And as many times we're going to Disney. I mean, I'm sure that's
What?
yeah.
I'm just not finding out. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
As many times as we've gone to Disney, every time we go, I do not know why in the world I stress. I don't really say stress.
Oh, I do.
It's not stress.
It is.
It's what I think about. It's what's in my head. What's in your head and what's in my head are two different things.
Right now it's mashed potatoes. But go ahead.
I think about lightning lanes and which ones we're going to purchase.
The
And
funny part is that's the part you worry about, and then you go, "Here, you handle it," and I'm like,
well,
"What?"
it's one of those things that I think about.
Every year you hand it to me, and you go, "Here, you figure it out," and I'm like, "Okay," and then I do it, and you're like, "How'd you do all that?" I'm like,
I
"Oh."
think about which ones to purchase, which ones not to purchase, what to spend money on, what not to spend money
I've seen
on.
your charts. It's pretty impressive.
90 different
I was telling mom that I saw your
ways.
cheat sheet, and it looked like it was all in code, like you'd done like a special governmental code
No,
system
that's the I've done the math of how much the
of.
lightning lanes will cost us.
I'm like, what does this mean? It means this. Like, oh, okay. It's like a
Yeah.
little like if somebody found it, they'd be like, what is she trying to find secrets to the unknown or what's going
I
on here?
have already planned reservations for dining have already been made
There you go.
on the days that we're going to do restaurants. For the most part, we don't.
When I mentioned that to mom, I was like, she's already got us plans for dining. She goes, of course she has.
Yeah. Already got the dining plans done. That was that was 90 days out, and now May 10th, which is your birthday,
Hey, hey.
I will be up. That's a Saturday. I have to set the clock at probably at least 6:30, 6:15.
And then you're gonna sing happy birthday to me, right?
Yeah, after I get online at 7 o'clock to book our our lightning lanes.
Of course, of course.
Because that'll be, I think we'll be we'll be 7 days out because we check in on May 17th. And normally we don't go in May.
But
It's
this year the lightning lane setup is different. You can book ahead of
every
time.
year we go, it's different.
Yep.
And that's why I have to think about this a lot.
I like this. Hey, I like this new setup of being able to like book your stuff ahead of time. We did a little research, looking into videos and stuff, and it was very interesting to know that, like you said, you don't have to wake up every day you're on vacation at a certain time to try to book a ride, which was stupid the way they had that before, and it was probably limited because of what it was, how it was set up in the beginning. But I like it now, so that's like a pre-planned thing.
Yeah.
You can all plan what you're going to do.
I honestly don't want to get up at
I don't either.
5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and get dressed and then just to get on or wake up at 7 a.m. just to get online to try to get a certain ride.
Now, if we were the people that people think we are, we would be up at 5 a.m. and we'd be at the gates when they open and then we'd rush onto the rides.
I don't.
We're not those people though. People think we are, but we're not those
Yeah,
people.
I'm not those people. I don't.
We
I don't
are.
think we've ever have we. I think maybe in all the years
We
we've
rope dropped
been,
once, I
we
think.
rope dropped once.
Yeah. That was years ago.
And it was. I think we still had kids. I think the kids were with us then.
They were little. Yeah.
I just don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, and also, we tend to stay late to see the fireworks.
Yes.
And then that's hard to then turn around on very little sleep and go, and now let's hit the park immediately. I mean, it's just, hey, let's just wake up and have some coffee and
Yeah, that's
get
part of
going.
vacation. I mean,
Yeah.
we do 15
Now,
plus miles a day walking. At least I
to
don't
be
want to
fair,
get up super early.
well, just what you said, we do 15 plus miles of walking and we may show up at the park at 9 or 10,
Oh yeah.
but we still do it all. It's
You know,
just a matter
sometimes
of,
we even go back to the room and rest and still manage to get
or
in.
do multiple parks in a day and still rack up all of those miles. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but
We've done all four in one day. I don't think I will want to do that on this May trip.
no, I mean,
It's
that
going to be
was,
too hot, number one, and we've done it.
well, and the 4 parks in one day was sort of a challenge that we just had for ourselves to see if we
Right.
could. Um, but yeah, that just,
I've got to come up with a new challenge. Although I did hear where
we've
somebody,
actually, we've actually sort of challenged ourselves before on let's go to the park and not ride anything. And we failed at that because we ended up riding stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we've went and not been worried about. We hadn't given it any thought prior to going in
We've also gone
of what we were
and
going to ride.
had a challenge that we weren't going to spend any money. And we did that before.
I wouldn't say any money.
We
didn't
gone and
spend
not spend any money.
in the park.
We've done that before. Yeah.
You mean like going to the park for a day and not spend any money?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. We've done it.
We've done it because I would prefer not to eat out every single meal.
Yeah.
I would rather go get a few groceries and do some things eat in the room some so that you can eat a little bit lighter.
Yeah, there is that weird meme that says that you just found out that the average adult only goes to Disney 3 or 5 times. And you're like, a year? I was like, no, ever. I was like, oh.
Yeah, some people don't go 1 or 2 times in a lifetime, if ever. I mean, I've met a lot of adults, and believe it or not, I have a backpack right now that I'm carrying, a pocketbook that I bought when we were there in December, and it's a Disney lounge fly that I got in the parks. And it is a cute little pocketbook. And when I go in stores, which I don't go in a lot of stores, I'm not your average female shopper. I don't really go to stores a lot. I was somewhere, I forget where I was at. Oh, Sam's Club. I went in there for something and I was paying, and the lady was like, "Oh, I love your pocketbook." And I was like, "Thank you." And she was like, "Do you go to Disney a lot?" And I was like, "Have you ever been to Disney?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, we go. I go all the time." And she's like, "I've never been." And I was like, "Are you kidding? You've never been?" She said, "No, I've never been. I want to go." And I said, "Oh, I love it." And she said, "Why do you love it?" She said, "Tell me what makes you go every year and sometimes multiple times a year." And I was like, "Oh gosh, I don't
You
know that
never
I've
thought
ever,
about why?
I don't know. I can't explain why
I
I
know
love
why.
it. Why? I can't explain why
I
I love
call
it.
it I call it Disney magic. Okay. And it has a lot of tiers to it. So part of it is, once
Tears as in levels or
yes,
tears as in TEARS?
both.
I'm not a
So,
tears person.
well, I'm an overthinker. So this is you'll get this. The minute you step inside of the bubble, everything's taken care of. Okay? Everything.
As long as you got the money.
Right, right, right. But we've already handled that because we're planners.
Right.
Okay? So, the minute you step inside the bubble, you don't have to worry about anything. It's all fine. Like, forget about your stress of work, forget about what's going on with your family. Just take a moment, take a deep breath, smell the popcorn air that they blow in that makes you happy and hungry, and just enjoy the fact that, hey, there's Mickey Mouse and there's Minnie Mouse, and oh my God, there's the castle. And you get to just be a kid for a little while and not worry. There's that. Plus, there's the nostalgia of kind of taking you mentally back to every time you've been and the magic that you've experienced, not only by yourself with me or but also with the kids and seeing them experience it and find that joy. All of that is part of it, and that is the tears.
Yeah, like I said,
See that full circle.
I do know that the ride, I guess the days, the weeks before the trip, I have so much on my mind because I want each time we go to be good, to be great, for us to walk away from it and say at the end of the week we had a great time. So there's probably not as much planning that goes into it or should go into it at this point for us because we've been so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But I still not really worry myself, but I busy myself with what are we going to do different this time that we've never experienced.
Well, and that's also the way my brain looks at it because I'm the kind of person that, let's just take video games for example. Going on a Disney adventure is a lot like playing a video game for me. There's things you want to hit, the highlights. Here's the thing. Here's the story. I want to ride that. I want to ride that. I want to ride that. And then once in a while, you see a thing you've never seen before, and you're like, well, what is that? And what is that turns into a whole quest upon itself of let's do the things we haven't done. And we've done that before. We've talked about how, hey, here's this place we've never ate at before. Let's go eat there. Here's this show we've never seen before. Let's go see the show. So suddenly it becomes a thing of, okay, I enjoy all these other things, but where is the things that I'm completely missing because I'm distracted by the huge shiny thing, which is the main quest? And we've found a lot of things that we enjoy and still things that we haven't even tried yet that are out there. I mean, most recently, we're talking about in Animal Kingdom, the Tiger Walk, how we've been talking about going on this part of the park that we've never been on before, much like we found Gorilla Falls kind of by accident, just walking around and being like, hey, what is this over here? And all of a sudden, we're like, oh, we're doing this every time. This is cool. We need to kind of do that with this Tiger Walk portion of Animal Kingdom. And I think it's going to be just as enjoyable
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
as the Gorilla Falls walk that we did. But again, like every single time we go, it is that what haven't we seen? We haven't been on Tiana's ride yet, the Bayou Adventure. We want to do that. I
Yes,
mean,
and I wasn't as concerned with it in December because
I
it was
wasn't either.
cold
Yeah.
and it was
I don't
virtual
like to be
queue.
cold and wet.
No, me either.
No.
But I mean, we were just there. Not even when we go in 27 days, it hadn't even been 6 months since we were there. But
Who's counting though?
this time we're going in extremely warm weather.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to ride a couple of rides that you get wet on. I plan to ride them because I've always
The
avoided them.
Kilimanjaro Safari's fun.
And see, I've never rode, no,
Jared and I did
not
that.
at Cali River
That's what I
Rapids.
meant.
Yeah.
Cali River Rapids.
The safaris where you ride in the vehicle and see the
Okay,
animals.
okay. The Cali River, whatever, Ripid Rapids,
Yep.
Ripon Rapids, whatever.
Yes, that one.
The little circle, the inner tube with the handles, and you wee, and you go around. And anyway, we get wet. Jared and
Yes.
I did that. It was a lot of fun.
Years ago.
It was a lot of fun.
I plan to do that one. I've never done that one.
Yeah.
But I don't care if I get wet this time. It's going to be 90 plus degrees.
And that's the area where the Tiger Walk is, which is
Yes.
important that we go there just for that, because I want to do that part. Again, it is finding the new thing and still being excited about all the base things, but also like, hey, let's also do this new adventure.
Yes.
And I like the fact that also while we're going, this is also going to be the time where Epic Universe opens up, and maybe that'll thin out the crowds a little bit
I'm hoping.
because that would be great.
Although I'm trying to figure out now how to plan a trip that includes Epic Universe maybe
Lord.
next year. I know.
I got to start working out more.
I know.
I got to start walking more.
But we've got I'm trying to think of what else we have coming up in the meantime before that. You got a birthday coming up.
I've heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we've got plans. We've got plans with friends, which we've actually been planning something for. We had got reservations for this particular thing. I'm not going to talk about it now because we don't really know what it is for sure. We just have an idea. We will talk about it after we do it, of course. But we're going to Wilmington on your birthday.
Oh yeah.
With Sherlin, Phil,
getting
Lori,
matching
and Nene.
tattoos. I like it.
We're not getting matching tattoos. No, we are. We're doing a tour of some type, and we've been looking forward to that. We made those reservations. I want to say before Christmas.
Yeah,
because it fills up really quickly. So we'll fill everybody in when that happens.
Okay, and we'll show you our matching tattoos.
Yes, it's Easter. Weather's beautiful for Easter.
Yep, going to Mom's tonight for dinner.
Yes,
should be nice. Everything's already being prepared by other people. We actually don't have to do anything but show up and smile.
Yeah,
I'm good at that. I'm practicing that.
You're practicing that?
Yeah.
But other than that, I think everything is just busy. My work is extremely busy.
Stuff I heard. We can talk about stuff we heard.
Okay, what did you heard?
I heard there's a lot going on in the Star Wars world. Next week starts Andor season 2. If people haven't watched Andor season 1, you need to check it out on Disney Plus because it's really cool. I heard
especially before you watch 2.
I heard it best described as one of the best Star Wars stories without lightsabers or anything Skywalker. Like this is just a standalone story. Basically, all the information of all the events that led up to Rebel Moon, the movie. This is it. Not Rebel Moon. What am I saying? Rogue One. Excuse me, Rogue One. This is basically them understanding that the Death Star, Star Destroyer was being built, and it shows you the dirty parts of the fact that they imprisoned people and made them build the thing that's going to ultimately destroy them also. And the cast is amazing. The story writing is amazing. The action is pretty impressive. Season 1 starts off kind of slow, but then takes these huge story arcs where it's like, holy crap, this is exciting. Season 2 is going to be foot on the pedal almost the entire way. Like I've watched previews and it looks like a giant Hollywood budget just dumped a load onto this show and they went, do all of it, do everything you want to do. And so that's coming up. Also in a year, we're going to get the Mando and Grogu movie at the movie theater. And I told you, I said, oh, look, a reason for me to go back to the movie theater for once. Because it's been a while. What was the last movie we went to see?
I could not tell
the Taylor Swift Eros thing.
Yeah, now
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I did see that. I think that was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah, I saw the Taylor Swift Eras tour.
Yeah,
at the movie theater.
So the next time I'm going to the movie theater is going to be to see.
So I guess the last time I was at the movie theater was not a movie.
No,
I do know. The last time I went to the movies to see a movie was the Barbie movie with Sherlin and Lori.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
I
didn't go with you guys.
No.
HBO,
I think the last time you went to the movies was a Star Wars movie, right?
Yeah, it had to be. It had to be. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There's also going to be a Visions season 3 coming out. For those who don't know, Visions is sort of a side project that Disney has done, almost like Marvel has done with their What If series. And it's going to be a lot of stories throughout the galaxy of various animation studios basically building their own stories. And if you've never seen them, they're really cool. First season, the very first episode is called Ronin, and it shows a very Japanese samurai style um, guy walking around with a droid, and he moves into a village, sort of on the outskirts, and all of a sudden these Sith come into the town. They start terrorizing the people, and this Ronin comes in and he starts basically eliminating them. And then you realize that he has a red lightsaber also, and you're like, wait, is he a Jedi or a Sith or what's going on here? And you realize that he is a Sith that has gone rogue and has just gotten tired of all of it. And so he is murking Sith and taking their lightsaber crystals and killing them. And he's kind of a standalone guy who's just by himself. And it's pretty impressive. The stylizing of it looks very um I don't know, kung fu theater, Japanese animation style. Very cool. But every different episode is a different animation style and it's all very impressive. So go check that out. But lots of new merch coming out. I've been talking about how I've wanted a Chopper Lego, and now apparently they have a Lego version of Chopper that's available. So
Legos. So that means we're hitting the Lego store at
you just got to
Disney.
picture him somewhere back here in a future thing with a video of me building him because that's the coolest droid that ever was. I
We're gonna
mean,
have to get shelves to go.
R2D2. Listen, R2D2 is like the OG. He's like the Godfather, but like Chopper is um is a war criminal and very popular. And people who haven't watched him in the Rebels and also the Clone Wars, you're missing out because Chopper is awesome. So yeah, and that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted to talk about. I did watch a couple of cute little shows, but nobody cares. Uh, Win or Lose, it's a Pixar thing on Disney Plus. It's very cute, about a middle school softball team, and it replays the event of this game from different points of view, and it's very cute the way Pixar does things. Um, yeah,
cool.
if you got a kid into sports, that's kind of a fun thing to watch. So, but that's it. You got anything to promote?
No, all good.
He is risen. It is Easter. Thank you for everybody who listens. Appreciate you, and hope everybody does well. And as always, cue the cow. Where's my button? There it is.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.